What did a friend of yours do that turned you on without them knowing it? She bit me in the face. Softly. Ayo dude, my cat did that. A good friend and I were once drunk and tired, so we came up with the idea of taking turns slapping each other in the face. So that was a weird boner. I had my hair in braids and he jokingly yanked on one. I had a lot to think about when I got home that night, lol. The restaurant I used to work at had a vacuum we could use that was shaped as a bread box that you could strap to your back like a backpack. It definitely looked straight out of Ghostbusters. My very cute coworker was using it, and when I jokingly asked if she was having fun, she responded with "who ya gonna call?" Wink, this was almost 10 years ago. I was wearing a jacket that was unzipped. She put her arms inside my jacket to hug me goodbye. Felt weird for some reason, even though it was outside the shirt I was wearing. She was meant to go out, but ended up sitting with me chatting. She was all dressed up, and because of the way she was sitting, her dress kept sliding up her thigh. She fixed it twice but stopped trying. Her thigh wasn't totally exposed, but a bit more was showing off. That's how I realized I have a thing for legs. I once dated a dude who was into legs, and lem tell you, that was the fucking best. I love when I would wear shorts and just walk around, it felt like I was teasing him, and it was so easy to turn him on for 6. Just wearing extra short pajama shorts did it for him 90% of the time. It was awesome. So, she got all dressed up to go out, then cancelled her plans to sit and talk to you all night with her dress rising up her leg. Please tell me you took the bait that was so clearly being laid out for you. This whole thread might as well be titled "What did a friend of yours do to signal they were totally into you that you completely missed?" But then again, that gets posted way too often. A college housemate was on the couch next to me as we watched TV one night. She mentioned a concert that was coming up and asked if I was down to go. I wasn't too keen, so I turned and have her a blank stare. She held my gaze and moved her eyebrows up and down twice quickly. The effect was devastating. I don't know if it counts as turned on or a moment of deep infatuation, but I still think about those goddamn eyebrows. My manager and I were talking about something, and he called over another coworker, and she ran up and did a little hop into a superhero pose. I was speechless for a couple of seconds cuz that was the cutest thing I've ever seen somebody do. Let it fly, brother. I wrestled for a long time, and one day in high school my girl went, "Let's wrestle, I'll kick your ass." So I said alright, playing along, letting her get some ground. Almost pinning me, then lifting my shoulder last second, just letting her have fun with it. Well, of course I got her erection. She noticed and started to put herself into some pretty intentional positions. Next thing I know, she's riding me, and happy cause she finally pinned me. Edit. Moral of the story is an accident is an accident. If she goes ooh what the fuck, you could play it off for what it is. If she starts doing something else, more power to ya. When my husband at the time was just my friend, we were wrestling a bit, and I ended up standing over him with my foot pressed on his stomach. He tried to move, and I teased, "Don't move, or I'll step on you harder," and pressed down playfully. It was that moment I realized he liked dominant women and I like dominating. Edit. Didn't realize y'all were into this. For those of you who are mentioning that I turned myself on first, I didn't get turned on at this point at all. It was only after we dated for a bit and talked more about what kinks we liked that I realized I wasn't a sub, but more of a dom/brat. You must be the only woman describing how a guy turned you on. All the others are men talking about how a girl turned them on. Yeah, I was scrolling down a while to find this. Now to keep scrolling to find when a guy turned a guy on and when a girl turned a girl on. Edit. Since other people are sharing, mine was in theater. Obvs. I was a sophomore, he was a senior. During a dress rehearsal we were in the wings waiting for a scene change, and the leading girl, who was one of those annoying theater kids who took everything too seriously, was doing some dramatic scene facing us. He whispers in my ear that we are gonna mess with her, then goes behind me and starts pretending to give me a reach around his crotch pressed into my ass, big ol' strokes with his arm, both of us making O faces as we try to distract her. It works. She's furious at us, and I'm desperately trying to conceal the massive boner I got from it. Bonus points. The guys in theater Had a light competition about who could rack up the most onstage hard-ons without anyone noticing. I swear most turned out to be straight, and going onstage in the scene after was my first. As a joke of my best friend attempting to act crazy, she put her hand around my neck and tried to choke me, and I just started smiling. I was wrestling with a girl, not fake wrestling. Both of us were actually trying to win, and we were in a ring, who I wasn't really interested in. When she had me in a hold that I wasn't able to get out of, I got a small chub. No matter the person, anyone whispering in my ear turns me on. It doesn't even matter what they say, haha. Long affectionate hugs. An attractive female friend of mine gave me a hug that lasted around 30 seconds, and she was squeezing me the entire time. Halfway into the hug, I popped an unexpected boner that I'm pretty sure poked her thigh. I don't think she noticed, and if she did, she never said anything about it. I'm a long hugger, female, as well. This happens often with men, you guys just aren't touched enough, I think. There's some magic in a long hug. If she's generally a long hug giver, it's happened to her before and probably understands that it's not overtly sexual, just a response to the closeness. She turned pages and pulled stops for my college junior year organ recital. FaceTimed me while she was wearing cute pajamas. Now cute pajamas is on my ever-growing list of things that I'm ashamed turns me on. Fuck, as she moved from one side of the organ console to the other, she kept brushing me with her breasts. One of my coworkers started talking to me about a scientific field he was really passionate about, and that was when I started looking at him differently for a bit. I've been told women find it attractive for a man to be enthusiastic about something worth being enthusiastic about, that is, his political views, his career/field/hobby. So it was the day after this huge natural disaster happened, major news story in the US in August 2017, and the government agency I work for was like, all hands on deck, so every civil engineer was assigned to relief and recovery efforts, including me. The guy who sat next to me at work was your typical nerdy engineer, but dressed nicer. Then as I was waiting outside to be sent to the field, I saw him getting out of a truck wearing dirty jeans, steel toe boots, and carrying his hard hat, looking all sweaty and dirty and delicious. He's my boyfriend now. I sat beside a girl in school, really attractive with a nice body. She always leaned backwards over her chair to stretch and crack her back, so when she did it, she let out that sigh and a little moan. You fuck concentrating for the rest of the lesson. I blame her for being bad in school. Mine was Crystal. She was also my wrestling coach's daughter. Took me a while to figure out the team had to think I was gay, as I was the only one allowed to practice with her, and the only other girl in the team, who was also the captain's girlfriend. And by a while, I mean, I didn't figure it out until I was helping the captain's GF weigh in before practice in the empty guys locker room, and the basketball coach started yelling, probably because I had a girl in a sports bra and a thong in the locker room, and then he goes, "Oh, wait, you're the gay one, right?" No, I'm not. A friend of mine asked me to hang out with her in her dorm room. We were planning on watching a movie, but at the same time she said she was going to do some laundry. I told her I had no issue helping her with, that is, carrying the actual laundry bag. I knew she was kind of taking advantage of me, but she also made killer nachos, so it seemed like a fair trade. When I got there, she was essentially wearing sleepwear. A tank top, half shirt, and very tight red running shorts. It was very difficult to pay attention to movie